Hello everyone. Today we are going to read Princess September lesson 5. So this is the gist of the chapter. So let's first go through this. Princess September, like each one of her numerous sisters, receives the gift of a parrot in the golden cage on her father's birthday. The parrot dies, and by chance, a singing bird comes in its place. The princess shows off her pet to the sisters, who advise her to put it in a cage. The king and the Now let's start the chapter. The king and the queen of Siam had many daughters, and the queen said it confused her to have to remember so many names. One day the king decided to call them January, February, March, thou of course in Siamese, till he came to the youngest daughter, whom he called September. The king of Siam had a peculiar habit. Instead of receiving gifts on his birthday, he gave them. One year on his birthday, not having anything else handy, he gave each of his daughters a green parrot in the golden cage. The princesses were very proud of their parrots, and they spent an hour every day in teaching them to talk. Presently, all the parrots could say, God save the king, and some of them could say, Pretty Polly, in no less than 7 Oriental languages. But one day, when Princess September went to say good morning to her parrot, she found it lying dead at the bottom of its golden cage. She burst into a flood of tears, and nothing that her maids of honor could say comforted her. She cried so much that maids of honor, not knowing what to do, told the queen. And the queen said it was stuff and nonsense, and the child had better go to bed without any supper. The maid of honor wanted to go to a party, so they put Princess September to bed as quickly as possible they could and left her all by herself. And while she lay in her bed, crying still, even though she felt rather hungry, she saw a little bird hop into her room. She wiped her tears and sat up. Then the little bird began to sing, and he sang a beautiful song all about the lake in the king's garden and the willow trees that looked at themselves in the still water and the goldfish that glided in and out of the branches that were reflected in it. When he had finished, the princess was not crying anymore, and she quite forgot that she had no supper. That was a very nice song, she said. The little bird gave gave her a bow. Would you care to have me in place of your parrot? Said the little bird. It's true that I'm not pretty to look at, but on the other hand, I have much better voice. Princess September clapped her hands with delight, and then little bird hopped onto the end of her bed and sang her to sleep. When she awoke next day, the little bird was still there, and as she opened her eyes, he said, "Good morning." The maids of honor brought in her breakfast, and he ate rice out of her hand, and he had his bath in her saucer. He began to sing again, so beautifully that the maids of honor were quite surprised, for they had never heard anything like it, and the Princess September was very proud and happy. Now I want to show you to my 8 sisters, said the princess. Served, she stretched out the first finger of her right hand so that it served as a perch, and the little bird flew down and sat on it. Then, followed by her maids of honor, She went through the palace and called on each of the princesses. She and for each of them the little bird sang a different song. But the parrots could only say, God save the king and Pretty Polly. At last she showed the little bird to the king and the queen. They were surprised and delighted. I knew I was right to send you to bed without any supper, said the queen. This bird sings much better than the parrots, said the king. I should have thought you quite I should have thought you got quite tired of hearing people say, God save the king, said the queen. I think why those girls wanted to teach their parrots to say it too. I can't think why those girls wanted to teach their parrots to say it too. The sentiment is admirable, said the king, and I never mind how often I hear it. But I do get tired of hearing those parrots say Pretty Polly. They say it in 7 different languages, said the princesses. I dare say they do, said the king, but it reminds me too much of my counselors. They say the same thing in 7 different ways, and it never means anything in a way they say it. The princesses were vexed at this, and the parrots looked very glum indeed. But Princess September ran through all the rooms of the palace, singing like a lark, while the little bird flew around and and round her, singing like a nightingale. Things went on like this for several days, and then the 8 princesses put their heads together. They went to September and sat down in a circle round her. My poor September, they said, we are sorry for the death of your beautiful parrot. It must be dreadful for you not to have a pet bird as we have. So we have all put our pocket money together and we are going to buy you a lovely green and yellow parrot. Thank you for nothing, said September. I have a pet bird which sings the most charming songs to me, and I don't know what on earth I should do with the green and yellow parrot. Well, my dear, they said, it's absurd to talk of your bird when the little fellow flies in and out just as he likes. They looked round the room and raised their eyebrows. Do you mind? Do you mind asking where your bird is now? They said, he has gone to pay a visit to his father in law, said the Princess September. And what makes you think he will come back? Asked the princesses. He always does come back, said September. Well, my dear, said the 8th princess, if you will take our advice, you won't run any risk like that. If he comes back and mind you, if he does, you will be lucky. Pop him into the cage and keep him there. That's the only way you can be sure of him. But I like to have him fly around the about the room, said the young princess. Safety first, said her sisters ominously. They got up and walked out of the room, shaking their heads, and they left September very uneasy. Princess September loves the bird far too much to take chances and acts upon her sister's advice. The bird cannot overcome the loss of freedom. Princess September decides to put the bird's happiness above her own. It seemed to Princess September that her little bird had been away for a long time. Something might have happened to him. What with hawks and with snares, you never knew what trouble he might get into. Besides, he might forget her, or he might take a fancy to somebody else. That would be dreadful. She wished he were safely back again. Suddenly, September heard a tweet tweet just behind her ear and she saw the little bird sitting on her shoulders. He had come in so quietly and alighted so softly that she had not heard him. I wondered what on her earth had become of you, said the princess. I thought you would wonder that, said the little bird. The fact is that I very nearly didn't come back tonight at all. My father in law was giving a party and they all wanted me to stay. But I thought you would be anxious. Under the circumstances, this was a very unfortunate remark for the little bird to make. September felt her heart go thump against her chest and she made up her mind to take no more risks. She put her hand and took hold of the bird. The bird suspected nothing and he was so surprised that when she carried him over to the cage, popped him in, and shut the door on him, that for a moment he could think of nothing to say. But in a moment or two he hopped up to the ivory perch and said, what is the joke? There's no joke, said September, but some of Mama's cat are prowling about tonight, and I think you are much safer in here. Well, just for this once, I don't mind, said the little bird, so long as you let me out in the morning. He ate a very good supper and then began to sing. But in the but in the middle of his song he stopped. I don't know what is the matter with me, he said, but I don't feel like singing tonight. Very well, said September. Go to sleep instead. So he put his head under his wing and in a minute was fast asleep. September went to sleep too. But when the dawn broke, she was awakened by the little bird calling her at the top of his voice. Wake up, he said. Open the door of this cage and let me out. I want to have a good fly while the dew is still on the ground. You are much better off where you are, September. Let me out, said the little bird, and he tried to slip through the bars of the cage, but of course could not, and he beat against the door, but of course he could not open it. Then the eight princesses came in and looked at him. They told September she was very wise to take their advice. They said he would soon get used to the cage and in a few days would quite forget he had ever been free. The little bird said nothing at all while they were there, but as soon as they were gone, he began to cry again, let me out, let me out. Don't be such an old silly, said September. I have put you in the cage because I am fond of you. I know what's good for you much better than you do yourself. Sing me a little song, and I'll give you a piece of sugar. But the little bird stood in the corner of his cage looking out at the blue sky and never sang a note. But what's the good of sulking? Said September. Why don't you sing and forget your troubles? How can I sing? Answered the bird. I want to see the trees and the lake and the green rice growing in the fields. I will take you out every day, she said. It's not the same thing, said the little bird. The rice fields and the lake and the willow trees look quite different when you see them through the bars of a cage. The bird wouldn't sing a song and he wouldn't eat a thing. The princess was a little anxious at this and asked her sisters what they thought about it. You must be firm, they said. But if he won't eat, he will die, she answered. But that would be very ungrateful of him, they said. He must know that you're only thinking of his own good. If he is obstinate and dies, it will serve him right. and you will be well rid of him. September didn't see how that was going to do her very much good, but they were 8 to 1 and all older than she, so she said nothing. Perhaps he will have got used to his cage by tomorrow, she said. And next day, when she awoke, she cried out good morning in a cheerful voice. She got no answer. She jumped out of the bed and ran to the cage. She gave a startled cry, for there the little bird lay. For there the little bird lay at the bottom on his side, with his eyes closed, and he looked as if he were dead. She opened the door and putting her hand in lifted him out. She gave a sob of relief, for she felt that his little heart was beating still. Wake up, little bird, she said. She began to cry, and her tears fell on the little bird. He opened his eyes and saw that the bars of the cage were no longer around him. I cannot sing unless I am free, and if I cannot sing, I die. The princess gave a great sob. Then take your freedom, she said. I shut you in a golden cage because I loved you and wanted to have you all to myself. But I never knew it would kill you. I love you enough to let you be happy in your own way. She threw open the window and gently placed the little bird on the sill. He shook himself a little. Come on and go as you will. She said, I will never put you in the cage anymore. I will come because I love you, little princess, said the bird, and I will sing you the loveliest songs I know. I shall go far away, but I shall always come back and shall never forget you. He gave himself another shake. Good gracious me, how stiff I am, he exclaimed. Then he opened his wings and flew right away into the blue. But the little princess burst into tears, for it was very difficult to put the happiness of someone you love before your own. And with her little bird far out of sight, she felt all of a sudden very lonely. When her sisters knew what had happened, they mocked her and said that the little wood would never return. But he did at last, and he sat on September's shoulder and ate out of her hand and sang her the beautiful songs he had learned while he was flying up and down the fair places of the world. September kept her window open day and night so that the little bird might come into her room whenever he felt inclined, and this was very good for her. So he grew extremely beautiful, and when she was old enough, she married the king of Cambodia and was carried on a white elephant all the way to the city in which the king lived. But her sisters never slept with their windows open, so they grew extremely ugly as well as disagreeable. And when the time came to marry them off, they were given away to the king's counselors with a pound of tea and a Siamese cat, written by Somerset Maugham. Okay, children, so we have finished reading this story. This story is about a little princess whose name was Princess September, and she had 8 other sisters. Now these sisters got gift on their father's birthday, who was the king of Siam, which is of course a place in Thailand, and they received a gift of a green parrot. Each one of the sisters received a gift of a green parrot with a golden cage. And but the September's parrot died. All the princesses taught the parrots to talk, but the September's parrot died, and she was very sad and lonely, and she kept on crying. And queen ordered her to be put on bed without any dinner that day, without any supper or dinner that day. And she went on crying. Suddenly, she saw a little beautiful bird come flying into a room and perching on the room. She was very happy. She was happy to see the little bird because the little bird was singing very beautifully, and she started singing to the princess very beautifully. The princess was very happy again. And the next day, when the maid of honors are the attendant to the princess, when they came and saw the bird, they were also very surprised. The bird ate out of their hands, out of the princess's hand, and also took bath in a saucer. So what happened when she showed it to the king and queen? They were very happy because all the other princesses parrots could do was say, "Long live the king and pretty Polly," and nothing else. But this bird could sing different songs. Now the sisters, became very jealous of the princess. And what did they do? They asked the princess out of jealousy that you should put this bird in the cage. And so the princess September did the same thing when she got frightened that this bird might not ever return to her. But this bird was used to flying in the open sky and singing. So this bird became very sad and she stopped singing. She even told princess that she has to be out of the cage in order to sing. But princess did not let her out of the cage. Then second morning, the bird almost lay dead in the cage, but it was not dead. The princess took it out and saw that its little heart was still beating. And then the bird again came alive and said that she cannot be in the cage because if she's in the cage she cannot sing, and if she does not sing she will die. The little princess with a heavy heart let the bird flew out in the sky. The bird used to come and visit her, and Princess September used to keep her windows and doors open throughout the day and night so that whenever this little bird comes, he would be able to enter the Princess September's room. Then Princess September grew up into a beautiful lady and she was married off to the king of Cambodia. She rode on a white elephant to the palace of king of Cambodia. But all the other eight sisters who used to keep their doors and windows closed throughout day and night did not grow up into a beautiful ladies but grew up into an extremely ugly ladies. Okay. And excuse me. And they were disagree sorry and they were disagreeable too. They just would not agree with anyone at all ever. And they were married off to the king's counselors. And what they were given? A pound of tea and a Siamese cat. So we come to the end of this chapter and see you in the next chapter. If you have liked this video, please like, share and subscribe. And I have made the video of reading on the other chapters as well, as chapter 6, the fight. You can please go and visit my channel and please like, share and subscribe to our channel. And for any online and offline tuition, please call on the contact number given in the description box. Thank you very much everyone.